On Sunday, the North West region held a successful training day for organisers and officials. Later, motions and plans for local by-elections were discussed. Here's a few interviews from the meeting.
Today, we've got all the organisers and a lot of the election officials, and Alistair Barbour, the North West Regional Secretary, is doing some one-on-one training with computers, mainly data management, mail merges for elections, preparation of canvas sheets, data manipulation and leaflet design.
Also, I see here on the agenda that there's some motions being passed forward into the North West region today for a decision whether they get passed on. Could you please tell me about this one? It's about one that Darwen's put forward about flatulation.
Oh yes, you've picked that one out of it. It is a very interesting one, this. Just briefly, what happens is, once a year we go to our AGM, and the voting memberships and the organisers, the officials, get a chance to vote new proposals or policies forward into our constitution, or things that will be used in next year's general election manifesto. Blackburn and Darwen have proposed that there should be no exemption at all in British law on religious grounds. Quite an in-depth document, as you can see, several pages long, but to summarise it, the motion says that the British National Party would make flagellation, which is a ritual whipping that happens in some religious ceremonies with chains and curved knives, would you believe, would make flagellation, circumcision of male or female, or any form of mental physical abuse perpetrated under the guise of religious ceremony illegal. Forced marriages would fall into this category as well. It's a very powerful document. It's something that it's long overdue that the British government accepted these practices as illegal and brutal and banned them, and we'll certainly be looking to ratify that.
It does seem very interesting. One more thing, Clive, before you go. Can you please tell me what differences since Nick Griffin's been elected as an MEP in the North West, what differences have you found out?
We're finding new differences every day, to be honest. Initially, we're getting seriously better relations with chief executives, with council leaders, with other politicians, primarily with the police. We're building up very good relations with the police. We're speaking from an official platform now. We're speaking as representatives of a member of the European Parliament. It's carrying a lot of weight. We've also seen massive changes in the press. We've been getting some really good media articles. Everything's changing that side, as everybody will be well aware, with the question time issues, etc. Basically, I don't think we'll fully understand the benefits of those election wins for quite some time yet, but I can tell you that they're very visible.
I'm the organiser of the Wigan Group BNP, which, although it's only a group, covers a very large area from Wigan to almost Manchester, between Skelmersdale and Manchester. 380,000 people, but as a retired GP I have time to do this. I film our meetings. We've had the chairman coming down we've had a very good meeting with over 200 people. We've had Arthur Kemp coming, and all these meetings are filmed and we are being put on DVD discs, and we are putting them round, and we're finding tremendous feedback from these discs, which basically shows us as real people. And we feel, and I feel, it's a lot better than leaflets. Leaflets are very good, but you need to show the people who attend our meetings, ordinary English working people.
Yes, when you see people on DVDs and on film, you can really tell what people look like and get what they do and things like that, can't you? More than what you can actually see in print.
Well, this is it. Print's very good as far as it goes, but there's nothing like a film. There's nothing like showing people enjoying themselves, having a laugh. Our meetings are fun occasions as well. They're not just all hardline political things and everything. We discuss politics, discuss what's wrong with the country, and also discuss and also have a lot of fun together. Yes.
I'm from the Blackpool branch. and at the moment I'm also looking after some areas in West Lancashire at the same time, such as Wyre, the Fylde, where we haven't got groups or branches at the moment, but we're hoping to get to that stage in the coming months.
Can you tell me what you've been up to recently?
The Blackpool branch have just been contesting a vacant seat on the council, which polled early August. It's not an area where you particularly expect us to do well, but we fought quite a good campaign. We got 10% of the vote, so we were happy with that.
I believe you've another by-election coming up as well shortly.
Yeah, a seat in the Wyre Council in Thornton Cleveland has just become vacant again. So, although we've never contested the ward itself, we have fought several seats in Thornton Cleveland. I've stood there, we've got a very good vote, so we're hopeful again of around 10 to 15%.
Would you be wanting any help from the viewers who's looking in on this now?
Yes, of course. We're always happy to accept help, whether it's leafleting, canvassing or anything else that people feel they can help us with. James Clayton is my name. You can get me on 079 586 54633, or my email is jamescla25@yahoo.co.uk.
Right, thank you very much, James.
Thank you, David.
I think Tameside in Greater Manchester.
Can you tell me what the BMP's been doing in your area recently?
Well, basically we've had two very successful council by-elections, in Denton North East and Hyde Newton. Also we've been campaigning against the council's claim that they censored the news. We've had a complaint made against the council, upheld by the Information Commissioner. I've got a report here. Basically said that Tameside did not answer my complaint, my request for information accurately.
What was the complaint about?
Well, basically, the Tameside Council had a report published in a document by the Community and Local Government Department where they said that they meet the local press with a view to suppressing sensational stories. So I asked them how often they have these meetings, who they'd met with, and they denied doing it. But I got information from the Commission, from the Department of Community and Local Government, where they actually provided me with the documentation that Tameside did send down. So basically, the Tameside said one thing, and the Local Government and Community Department said another thing.
So whereabouts are you up to now with getting your decision?
Well, basically, I've just had the decision. It's here. Tameside have been condemned for not having the correct procedure for dealing with Freedom of Information Act requests, and they've been told to basically put their ideas up.
Well done, and thank you very much.
I'm Robin Evans and I represent Blackburn and Darwen.
Can you please tell us a few things what you've been doing in your area lately?
We've attended several East Lancashire meetings, held various tabletop stalls and taken part in various leafleting rounds in East Lancashire.
It's been a very successful day today. People's been learning mail mergers and all other things. Could you please tell us about these motions that's going in today from Blackburn and Darwen?
Yeah, there are several motions going in today. Blackburn and Darwen is the motion we're proposing is that there should be no exemption from British law based upon religious grounds whatsoever.
Could you please tell us a bit more about that?
Primarily, it's based upon things like circumcision and flagellation.
Could you please tell me what's been going on with you since Nick got elected to the MEP for the North West?
Yes, well, it's been a major change for me personally because I was previously editor of Freedom, which I'd done since 2002. Now I'm Nick's communications officer, which means that what he does in the North West has to be reported on a website so that many people as possible see what work he's doing in the region.
So do you see a lot of Nick?
No, we work we're in his constituency office, which is based in right in the north tip of the northwest, around the Carlisle area, and I'm in constant contact with him on the telephone, etc. But of course he's in Brussels. Tina and I haven't actually been out to Brussels yet, although we're hoping to get our first trip next week. So we're just sort of running the constituency office at the moment.
There's a lot of people know that Nick's elected to the North West. But can you give me some idea of how big the North West is?
Oh, it's a huge area. It's I believe it's 39 local authorities, and in our office we've got a file for each of the local authorities, and we want to make sure that Nick, in his role as MEPs, does something and raises a profile of the British National Party in every single one of those 39 local authorities.
I believe that Nick's going to donate some money to local not charities, like events in people's areas. Could you enlighten people on that?
Yes, this is the English Fair Fund, which Nick is donating 10% of his quite substantial MEP salary. He's donating it to a special English Fair Fund, and then Nick will look around and any charity or organisation that promotes the interests of the British people and looks after protecting British values could be a beneficiary of this fund.
If there's anybody out there now who'd like to apply to this fund, can you please give any detail?
Yes, all you've got to do is look on Nick's personal website, which is his MEP website, which is easy. It's just nickgriffin.eu, and you'll see all the details about how to apply for getting some funding from that website.